Hello again, YouTubers. Welcome back to the Board Game Captain. I'm your host, the Board Game Captain, and today I'm going to be counting down my top 10 pieces of advice for you for when attending Gen Con. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Gen Con is the oldest and the best attended gaming convention in the world. It happens every August in Indianapolis, and this year is the 50th Gen Con. It's a big anniversary, it's a big deal, and I've already done a top 10 list of the top 10 pieces of advice to give you before attending Gen Con. It's listed as top 10 things to do before Gen Con. Be sure to watch that first and then come back and watch this. Now, it is May right now, and at the end of May, on May 28th, the event tickets go for sale. So I'm putting up this video also as a reminder to be sure to buy your event tickets to make sure you get into the events you want to take part in. So without further ado, let's get to my top 10 pieces of advice for attending Gen Con. So number 10 is the free Mayfair Games coffee. Now, when you go to Gen Con, if you're showing up on any of the days fairly early, and when I'm saying fairly early, before 8 o'clock, Mayfair Games has a van that is out in the area that all of the food trucks set up in. You'll see it if you go out for lunch on any of the days in the food trucks, but it'll be closed. In the morning, before 8 a.m., they'll be giving out free coffee and free bottled water. If you're there early on any of those days, it's really cool to take advantage of that. Come by, have a cup of coffee, sit down at one of the tables, chat with the Mayfair people, maybe get a bottle of water before heading in. I happen to do it most of the days that I'm there, almost every time I've gone to Gen Con, and it's kind of a really cool way to start the day. Now, number 9, and this is really important for people who it's their first time going to Gen Con, or people who feel uncomfortable in unfamiliar places without having people they know there, is to go with or meet up with friends. It really helps, especially on your first time, to go with people you know so you don't feel as uncomfortable, especially if this is your first time going to Gen Con. Number 8, and this is a really important one for people who like to take pics or talk to the people who do the cosplay. When you see people doing cosplay, ask them first before taking their picture. It's really rude to just snap pictures of people even though they're in costume. Some people are uncomfortable with having their picture taken, even if they're dressed up. So ask first, always ask first, and definitely don't be one of those people that just walks up and starts touching someone's costume and saying, "Ooh, what's this made of?" Don't do that. Ask, don't touch. That's a big one. Now, number 7. Number 7 is the Butterbeer at the Marriott. Now, over at the Marriott in their lobby every year for the last couple of years, they've been doing a little bar they have set up to sell butterbeer and snacks. Now, if you're a fan of the Harry Potter series, you know butterbeer is that mythically delicious drink that they're always drinking over at their local shop in Hogsmeade. Now, butterbeer at the Marriott is a scoop of hot caramel sauce in a cup, mixed in with some vanilla cream soda, and then you can just have it that way, and it's absolutely delicious. And often they'll also sell you a collector's cup that says, you know, Gen Con and what year it is on it with the butterbeer if you like. But in addition, if you happen to be above legal drinking age, you can get a shot of rum or vodka in there if you like. It's absolutely delicious. If you're going to Gen Con, whether you want to get it with or without the alcohol, it's awesome, and you should get some butterbeer over at the Marriott. My number 6 is all about the food trucks. Now, there are lots of food trucks, and they're all really good, and you never have to eat the same variety of food twice. Bring extra money for the food trucks. Try lots of different food trucks. Just be prepared for a couple of things. One is that during normal eating times, there are going to be large lines at the food trucks. Everybody loves the food trucks. The food truck food is significantly better than like the convention center food. So either eat at odd times where there won't be as long lines, or make sure to budget enough time to stand in line to get your food. But the food trucks are definitely worth a try. I never eat the same thing twice for any meals while I'm at Gen Con. My number 5, and this is a very big one for me. Be friendly and be prepared to make friends. Even if you're a little shy, try to be as friendly as possible. You're going to play board games and role-playing games with people and tabletop miniature games. This is a social activity. Try to be friendly with people and be prepared to make friends, even if you're just friends for the length of the game, because it will enhance your enjoyment of playing the games. And you know what? Sometimes I have actually made friends with people that I continue to keep in contact with over the years, and Facebook is great for that, as would any other social media be. But if you make friends with someone, you want to stay in contact with them, a nice, safe way to do that is to exchange Facebook information. There you go. And so I definitely think it's a really important one. That's my number 5. Be friendly and be prepared to make friends. Now, my number 4 is take a break. Gen Con is crazy. There's stuff going on constantly. You're going to be running around. You're going to be playing games. You're going to be meeting the designers. You're going to be watching movies or seeing comedy shows, all sorts of things that go on. It's unbelievable, but it's a lot, and it can be overwhelming, especially if you're a person who gets a little overwhelmed by crowds. I have some friends who can be definitely described as being on the side of being an introvert, and you know what? Gen Con has you covered. They have a quiet room. You can go to the quiet room to decompress and get away from the crowds if you are an introvert, and if you're feeling a little overwhelmed with the crowds, and there are large crowds. Take some time, go to the quiet room. It's on the map in the program. Go to the quiet room, sit down and relax for a little bit, decompress. And if that's not the case, if you're not an introvert, if you don't have a problem with the crowd, still take a break at some point. Find a nice corner to sit in and just take a breather, because you are going to feel exhausted at several points throughout the weekend. Usually by Sunday, everybody's hitting a wall. So definitely take the opportunity periodically to take a break. And that is my number 4. Now, number 3 is when you show up, make sure to pick up 2 very important things. And those things are the coupon book and the program. Now, the programs are going to be in these bins that you're going to see all around the convention center. When you see a bin, if you haven't gotten one yet, just run over and grab a program. It's really easy to do. The program has lots of interesting information in it, including maps of all the areas. So if you have an event that you need to get to a certain hotel for, you can look at the maps and say, oh, that's how I most quickly get to that hotel. And those maps by themselves are invaluable. But in addition, it has lots of interesting information on the events going on and lots of stuff going on. If maybe you had a period that you didn't plan anything and you have some generic tickets and you're looking to just try to get into some events, it's a good way to look up events that still have room in them. So the program is really important. Now, the coupon book is also very important, because the coupon book will have lots of offers for free giveaways that you may be able to get from the different people in the exhibit hall, as well as discounts on certain things at different booths. And especially if you're already planning on going to those booths, why not get the discounts and why not get the free loot? When I'm shopping around in the exhibit hall, I walk around with the coupon book constantly, either in my bag or in my hand. And whenever I'm shopping at someone's booth, I ask, oh, did you guys have a coupon in the book? And a lot of times, they say, why, yes, we did. It's on page 37. You say, oh, page 37, there we go. Very important. Make sure to pick those up. So that, again, is my number 3. Make sure to pick up the coupon book and make sure to pick up the program. My number 2 is to be aware of your surroundings. Now, this is one that has a lot of components to it. First off, now it is rare, but I have heard tell of stories of thefts happening at Gen Con. Be aware of where you're keeping your money. If you're a lady and you're carrying a purse, make sure to zip it back up. Make sure to put your money away properly before moving on. If you're carrying bags of games with you, make sure you know where you put them down and keep them either in sight or, touching you, so you're sure nobody's making a mistake in walking away with your bag, or not making a mistake in walking away with your bag, which I have heard stories of happening. It's never happened to me, But a good part of that is because I'm always aware of my surroundings, so I don't ever let the opportunity of it happening to me happen. Another thing is, for being aware of your surroundings, the exhibit hall tends to be quite crowded. There's lots and lots of people who always want to go in and shop, and there's only so much area to be had in the exhibit hall. And there is a tendency for some people to bring things with them that they really shouldn't be walking around the exhibit hall with. Now, the first thing I want to talk about in this regard is the roller bags. It seems to mainly be people who are showing up to play collectible card games. They'll bring their whole collection in a roller bag with them for trading purposes. You know what? If you're good about it and you don't run that roller bag into other people, I'm not talking about you, but there's a lot of people that don't pay attention to their surroundings, and they do what we refer to as the ankle chop. And they run that roller bag into somebody's ankle. They trip up people who are trying to walk behind them. It's very crowded in there, and that is really not cool. And generally speaking, if you want to do trades, bring your bag in when you're going to do the trades. Stick it back in the car or back in the in your hotel room before you go to do walking around the exhibit hall, because you shouldn't be walking around the exhibit hall with the roller bag. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is strollers. There are so many times I see people with strollers or even double wide strollers walking around the exhibit hall. This is dangerous. Every time I see somebody with a stroller, I'm always freaking out because I'm like, someone is going to trip over the stroller and fall on the children. If your child is old enough to walk around with you and enjoy Gen Con, please bring them with you and do mind your child. If your child is too small for that, but you still have to bring them with you, do one of those papoose things, where you strap the kid to your chest. It seems so much safer. Don't roll around with the stroller. It seems dangerous to me. I know at some point I'm going to hear a story of someone falling on one of the kids in the stroller. So for safety's sake, strap them to you. My number one is be fun and don't ruin other people's fun. And this is the most important thing. You're here at a game convention. You are there to have fun. Enjoy yourself. Let loose. Don't take things too seriously. Don't take yourself too seriously. Don't let little things ruin your day, and don't let little things get in the way of you having a good time. Just move on. And also, try not to ruin other people's fun. I've seen people taking things too seriously and maybe ruining the games for the other people. And there's a point when one person is doing that and you look around the table and everybody's got the same look on their face. And without saying it, you know what everybody's thinking. Don't be that person. Most people who go to a game convention are there to have a good time and there to enjoy the experience with everyone else. Don't be that one person who ruins it for yourself or ruins it for others. Have a good time. It's a game convention. Play some games, laugh it up, have some drinks, eat some good food. And you know what? I hope to see you at Gen Con 50. So if you see me, be sure to come by and say hi. You know what? I'd love to hear if any of you are going to be attending Gen Con 50. Be sure to comment down below and let me know that you're going to be there. If you see me come by, give me the fist bump and say what's up. And if you have any other comments, questions, concerns, or good bits of advice you would like to give to other people for attending Gen Con, please put them in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see me do more like it, please give me a like, share this video, and subscribe to the Board Game Kaptain, that's Captain spelt with a K, on YouTube. And until next time, game on.